All is mind. The universe is mental. All material things are only the reflection of the thoughts held in the mind. If after hearing this, your life is not completely transformed and you're not now actively scrambling to check or to look into the contents of your mind, then you're hopeless. And also, if you're thinking that, I'll just let my mind do its thing while I run my errands, or you're thinking that you can magically attain peace of mind while there is literal war taking place in your mind, again, you're hopeless. I mean, not totally hopeless if you haven't clicked away yet, because I keep calling you hopeless. Don't worry, there's still hope. Because you wanting to learn and change your ways of letting your mind run wild, unchecked, is a sign of your transformation taking place. It is the start, the beginning of a life-changing journey that's going to help you become the master of your mind and indeed the master of your life. Because once you control your mind, the world becomes your stage. And added bonus, you're not playing the victim or the martyr in this play. You're instead the wise oak tree who is unbothered by all the labels your experiences have branded you, so you transcend them. And now you become whatever the hell you want to be. And we'll talk about how you can achieve exactly that. But before we do, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, here on this channel, I talk about how you can find your passion and go after it at any age, how you can find balance even at the most difficult times in your life, and how you can be happy with the things and the people you already have surrounding you. So if you are interested, make sure to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Also, give this video a big thumbs up to spread the message. Alright, so number one is to never leave your mind unattended for long. Your mind is like these unaccompanied minors on a flight that if you just turn around for a second, they'll be lost. If you don't have eyes on them at all times, they're going to wander around and be lost. Trust me, that happens. And your mind is exactly like that. Leave it for a few seconds without your control, and it's just going to go to all time and space that you don't even remember being at. And before you know it, you will be in this virtual reality where your mind is going to suffer past events and future anxieties. Your mind is going to start suffering things that didn't even happen, because it's just the nature of our mind. It's always trying to solve our problems. And this is why you have to pay close attention to your mind at all times and stop it from going to Neverland. Not Michael Jackson's Neverland, your own Neverland. And you have to keep it from being lost in this time and space that doesn't even exist. And you have to save your body from this trap that your mind is creating, where you're now completely paralyzed to take action or to do something about it, because now your emotions have taken over and you feel like you have an obligation to stay in this negative thought patterns and be part of this process because you identify with these thoughts. You feel like your past still exists and you have to deal with it somehow, maybe to get closure or something. And you feel like you have to project yourself into the future and think of all this, all these things that might go wrong, and you're just trapped. And it's up to you to get yourself out of this, because all of this is happening because you didn't, you were not in control of your mind and you let it run wild. You let it bring thoughts that are not even part of your reality now. And it's very easy to change this, as much as it feels like it has so much power over you because you identify with these memories or with these anxieties. It's very easy to change this. And the only thing you need to do is to make a choice, because with everything in life, It's a choice. And here also, you have to decide to get yourself out of these painful memories or these future anxieties that have not yet happened, and don't even know that they will ever happen. And you decide to be in the present moment by being in control of your mind and just ordering your mind, because it's subject to your decisions, it's subject to your conscious choice of stepping out of la la land and get yourself to this reality where you actually have power, where you actually can do something about it. And it only takes that decision. If you're waiting for something or someone to do this for you, it will never happen, because it's happening within you, and the decision and the change and the choice has to come from within you. Because even if there was something outside of you that might be helpful to your situation or supportive to you, it's just going to be temporary. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable to rely on the outside world for something that should take place within. This is why any sort of dependency on the outside world, whether it's people or situations, end up in disaster. After a while, it's just things are going to run out of fuel, because that's just the nature of things. The only thing that you can rely on continuously in your life is what happens within you. And you can do this by relying on your own will and power to be in control of your life, by being in control of your mind. Point number 2 is to never be a panelist in your own inner dialogue. Don't be the chairman, don't be the speaker, don't be the translator, don't be the interpreter. Just don't participate. Whether they are good or bad thoughts, just leave them be. Allow and let them go. Because unless they are thoughts of, these consciously initiated thoughts of planning, creativity, or problem solving, the rest are just a waste of your time, a big waste of your time, and a waste of your space up here. That's it. And the reason why you shouldn't participate is just because of this simple practice, of this simple action, even the most disturbing and horrible thoughts, the most intrusive thoughts, will simply lose their grip and lose their power over you. Even those thoughts that should put you in bed all day long, even those thoughts that should put you in the psych ward somehow, will lose their power because of the simple action, simple practice of not engaging with them, of not identifying with them. You will see the magic of this practice once you make it a habit to only engage with these selected and creative thoughts and not even thinking twice about these destructive thoughts. Then you realize that, it's like magic in your life. You realize that you basically have no more problems in your life, because the only problem that ever existed was your own reactions to these thoughts, your own emotional reactions to these thoughts. And once you take that out of the equation, then you basically have no more problems. So point number 3 is to remind yourself that thoughts are of the past. Even the most fearful and anxious thoughts about your future are coming from your past experiences. And the judgment here is stained by these past experiences, and you have to be the one to carefully guide your own thoughts and realize that they have nothing to do with your fresh beginning, with your future here. Because when you do that, you become unstoppable. And the only thing you have to do is to simply discard them and move on. It's such a powerful thing to realize that your own mind is lying to you, because when you catch a liar, the frequency of those lies will diminish or it will go away forever. Number 4 is to everyday work to empty your mind. The less thoughts you have, the better. Become thoughtless. Just prepare your mind to be a receiving station for divine guidance instead of cluttering it with all these useless thoughts with zero value and zero guidance. Because when you're doing that, you are basically cluttering it, and there will be no space for new thoughts, for creative thoughts, for thoughts that are going to change your life for the better, because now you're choosing to hold on this negative thoughts, destructive thoughts, and you are just simply powerless over these intrusive thoughts that seem to just come out of nowhere and hit you all the time. And when you are now getting rid of these thoughts, you can use different methods. You can use meditation, you can practice So many things, there's so many things out there that you can do, and when you do this, you are basically being a receiving station for divine guidance.